Do you know how incredible a seed is? It has strength, determination, purpose, and life. With the help of the sun, soil, and water, a seed can push back the cold, dark ground and against all odds blossom for the world to see. That's what a seed wants, I think. To thrive, to make a difference, to reach its fullest potential, to be seen, and for new life to be planted when it's gone.
Josh was a fun-loving kid. He was athletic, and he wasn't afraid to stand up to his brothers either. So he was a tough little guy. He was 8.5 when he was diagnosed with this brainstem glioma. He was diagnosed the same night that we took him to the hospital. Within 3 days, he was having a surgery to remove it. They could only operate and, at best, remove 1/3 of it. You hear about all these other types of cancer that people beat and they have chances, and I just couldn't understand why they couldn't. Why couldn't they get all of this out? Why couldn't he have more than a? Well, it's really a 0% chance. It's shocking to hear that is more common than we even think, that there's hardly any funding for it.
But then we heard about Prayers for Maria, and it was truly a blessing to see an organization that really tied in with something that we love to do while it benefited just tons of families, and really creates a lot of knowledge and puts money towards research, towards a topic that's a pretty gray area where there's not a lot of funding towards.
When we run for their running group, which is called Sunflower Striders, we feel like we're just part of a family. There's families that are going to be in the same position we are in that don't know, they feel like they're alone, they don't know anything about this, and they can call me, they can, Zach is the kind of kid that will talk to them. And then just putting, faces and experiences to this disease is a good thing for people.
When everything first happened, I was just 10 years old, and Josh was just 8 years old. And seeing him, fight through an illness that was terminal at the time, it really inspires me just to be a fighter through anything. Or just anything where I feel like I'm gonna give up. I look to him for inspiration. I want to be a fighter like he was. And my dream is to be a neurosurgeon when I grow up, and that really hit me, as soon as my brother passed away. It's been on my heart ever since, and I want to be able to, tell families that I saved their son, or I saved your brother, and just to be able to help people is truly my dream.
So he's the youngest of 3. David is 19, Zach is 18, and Josh would be 17 right now. My son David graduated from Cuyahoga Falls High School last year and just started taking classes to be an EMT and paramedic, and he wants to be a firefighter. They both have that spirit of wanting to help people. But I think this is all, I would have to guess, inspired by Josh.
We recently lost our son, Brooks, to brain tumors about a year ago. He was 6 years old, almost 6 and a half. Brooks, typical active little boy. We had just finished pre-K, so he just had his pre-K graduation. He just looked off. And then all of a sudden he was sitting right over there and he said, "Mom, did you hear that noise?" And he said, "Oh, my head really hurts." And he pointed. And so Josh and I looked at each other. We said, "Okay, we're going to the ER." An inoperable stage 4 anaplastic astrocytoma, which is often referred to as a GBM. It's a pretty nasty tumor. It can't be removed surgically for where his was. We have no effective treatment options, and there was no cure.
We had the neurosurgeon come in that night and basically apologize that we were there, and there was nothing they were going to be able to do to cure him, and it's uncurable, and all we can do is try to get him into some radiation and prolong his life. The worst thing you can hear as a parent, so.
You know, I could wake up every day and choose to be sad. I have days that are like that, but I have to wake up every day and choose joy.
Being happy and smiling is a form of courage.
So now that Brooks has passed, you know, we always had the hope during the fight, but, you know, we still have hope now. We have hope that we'll see him again. We know we will see him again, but we also have hope for a cure. We realized we have to do something about it, and we had to raise awareness and raise funds to bridge that gap, because there has to be the private funding from organizations like Prayers for Maria to help fund the gap, because we're not getting it from the government, and we have to find other ways to fight for a cure for these high-grade gliomas that there is no cure, and we don't want other parents to be faced with hearing those words, "There is no cure." I'm sorry.
See a young child that was super athletic, they can hardly walk now, and it's horrible.
I know Brooks is working through God to help touch us, our lives, and let us know he's still here.
I will fight till my last breath to hopefully be able to give parents a cure, so they don't have to hear, "Sorry, there's nothing we can do," except prolong his life.
Do you know how special a seed is? I think we are a lot like seeds. Strong, determined, full of purpose. We have the ability to make a difference, to thrive, to be nourished with the help of others. And as we grow, we provide more seeds for more life.